Sergeant Malloy, it's a pleasure to work with the fifth grade. I think, as you know, you are my favorite grade at this moment. Have been for some time. I'm going to introduce you now to your teacher, tutor, your mentor, Sergeant Malloy.
Welcome. I am indeed Sergeant Malloy. A lot of you guys know me, certainly the fifth grade here, and the sixth grade, sitting back here, who I had last time around, and the fourth grade, who you'll see me next year. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce to you some of the people that I rely on. They're part of my support system. First off, from the town board, Ms. Barbara Gubbins. Sitting next to Councilperson Gubbins is Lieutenant William Armstrong. He is my boss. And all the way down on the end, that handsome guy in the other blue uniform is my friend and fellow dare officer, Guy Drinkwater. And they are all up here for a very, very specific reason, and that is to honor you, the fifth grade. The parents who are here today, first off, let me say thank you very much for attending. I realize that in your busy schedules, it's tough to make arrangements to come midday to a ceremony such as this. But your attendance here says more than just the fact that you showed up. One of the things that we do talk about in DARE is something called support systems, people who are there to help other people. And you indeed help these kids. And you visibly demonstrate this by coming to things like this. So I appreciate the fact that you've managed to find the time to come in and participate. While I'm pointing things out, I would also like to introduce a person that really doesn't need to be introduced because all of you basically know her. It's Marilyn Kirkbright. She really helps me make this program come alive, and I appreciate all the help and support. And the enthusiasm. Mrs. Kirkbright does not just go through motions, she really gets into it, and I appreciate that. You guys have just finished a very long program, 16 sessions. And during those 16 sessions, we covered a lot of different things. We talked about what safety rules are and laws, and why we have them, and why they're so necessary to keep us safe. And that's what DARE is really about, keeping us safe. Keeping us safe specifically from drugs. We've talked about the consequences of using drugs, both legal drugs and illegal drugs. Legal drugs, if they're used in the wrong way, if they're abused, they can cause problems. And if they are used in the wrong way, or, God forbid, we get into illegal drugs, and we talked about marijuana, cocaine, heroin, PCP, angel dust, and all that, we said that there are consequences, the results of what we choose to do or not to do. We said consequences could come in good forms and bad forms. And then we thought after consequences, how we would resist different kinds of pressure that we might be under to take some of these things, to try some of this stuff. And we looked at pressure. And we said that it came from family, ourselves, from the media, and from our peers. And we said that peer pressure would be the pressure that we most likely have to deal with when it came to doing drugs. So then we looked at ways that we could resist doing that. We figured out 8 different ways that we could resist the peer pressure. And then we talked about being assertive, how to stand up for your rights while still respecting somebody else. And we talked about support groups. And we talked about alternatives to drug usage. And then we even took a look at things like youth gangs and how people will try and intimidate other people into doing things that they don't really want to do. And to cap everything off, we went in through decision making and risk assessment. And we studied a 5-step system on how to wage our decision making. And finally, I asked you to write an essay in which you were going to tell me exactly what your personal stand was going to be against taking drugs. And I asked you to incorporate a lot of the things that we went over in class. I have read the essays, and they are all very, very good. I really enjoyed reading the essays. Mr. Edwards pointed out that you guys happen to be his favorite class, and I can see why. The writing in this group is excellent. Very good. You ought to be commended. Okay, now this is not an end, this is the beginning. You have to take the knowledge that you learned during the DARE program and to use it. The sixth grade, who are sitting out in the audience, you guys were up here last year, listening to some of the same words. The idea is this just doesn't end. This goes with you for the rest of your life. And as you get older, some of the things that you learned about here in fifth grade, they start to become a little bit more real for you in sixth. And you will find that as you go through sixth, seventh, eighth, through high school, and even into college, a lot of the basic things that we talk about will hold true. They're valid, and the techniques that you've learned will come to help you in many, many different ways. Before I read the essays and before I present the certificates, I would like to bring some of the members that are up to the podium. They have some words that they would like to say. First off, I'd like to start off with Councilperson Gummel.
As a member of the Southampton Town Board, it's really my pleasure to be here in Bridgehampton today. And some of the faces I see out in the audience are familiar to me because I have a daughter that's in sixth grade, and she has gone through the DARE program. I've brought with me today a plaque that I'm going to be giving to your teacher that really congratulates all of you from the Southampton Town Board on the hard work you have done. The process that you went through and the learning that you have learned is something that will stay with you the rest of your life, because as you get to be adults and move on in your life, there's always decisions, and you can pick the right decision or you can do the wrong thing. And what I really just want to tell you today is that really you need to just try and be the best that you can be. Whatever it is that you attempt to do, whether it's sports or it's academics or music, whatever it is, just give it your best, and then you'll be successful in life. And it's really important because you are our leaders for the future. We're counting on you to say no to drugs. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to bring up Lieutenant Armstrong. He has a couple of remarks to make.
Thank you. Thank you, Sergeant Malloy. I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of both myself and Chief of Police of the Southampton Town Police, James Overton, to congratulate the graduating class in the DARE program at the Bridgehampton High School. As I was introduced by Sergeant Malloy earlier, I am not only the commanding officer of the Juvenile Aid Division, or Juvenile Aid Bureau as it's also known, I'm also the commanding officer of the Detective Division and the Street Crime Unit, which is the arm of the Southampton Town Police that does the narcotics enforcement. As commanding officer of these varied investigative units, I see on a daily basis the results that drug abuse and alcohol abuse have not only on young adults, but adults as well. I wish that this program had been in existence many years ago, so that possibly some young adults, their possibly brothers and sisters or friends you may know, or through family contacts or neighborhood contacts, that if they had gone through this program, might have benefited from some of the ways that you have learned to resist the temptations of both drug and alcohol abuse in future years. As you go on in your lives, I hope you retain some of the information that you've learned here, and primarily it may assist you in later years to say no when that temptation may come along from either peer pressure or other outside and external pressures that might tempt you into alcohol abuse or drug abuse. Just remember to say no from the many ways that you have been taught to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Officer Drakewater, Officer Drakewater, the gentleman from...
I just wish everybody congratulations.
John Logan. A man of few words, but sincere. Going through the essays, like I said before, all of them were well written, and my usual criteria of neatness and commas and punctuation really can't be held at this point. So what I did was I made some just gut feeling decisions here, and I have not selected one single essay. I have 4 different essays, and I'm going to read from sections of all 4. This one is from Tyra Harris. Basically, I asked them all to tell me what they were going to do to keep from being pressured into using drugs. First off, Tyra provides us with the definition of drugs. Drugs are any substances other than a food that can affect the way the mind and body work. She then goes on to tell me what she's going to do so that she will not succumb to them. She says, when someone offers me drugs, I will not take them because I know the consequences of using drugs. Consequences are the results of something I choose to do or not to do. I could die, go to jail, lose many friends, and I could also lose a lot of money. Tyra addressed the fact that sometimes we are under stress. Everyone is under stress. And she says that stress is any strain, pressure, or excitement felt about a situation or an event. She says that in order to handle her stress, she can take a walk or do some deep breathing. Or she can just simply listen to music or go rollerblading. Joey Jenkins, in his essay, says that he realizes that in order to keep his body healthy, he must obey the laws. He understands that if he obeys the laws which were created to keep people safe, then he will be safe. He also goes on to say that he will stay away from drugs because they can affect the way his mind and body work. And they would make him forget things, and he could end up acting very crazy. He says if he has to decide whether or not to take a risk, he can look at the consequences of the risk and see if it's a good choice or a bad choice. If a friend tries to pressure him to use alcohol or marijuana, he states he can say no thanks, walk away, say no as many times as necessary, change the subject, avoid the situation, give the cold shoulder, or use strength in numbers, which are the 8 techniques that we teach in the DARE program as to how to handle some of this pressure. Maurice Walker addresses himself also to the pressure to use alcohol and marijuana. He says instead of using marijuana, he could go to the mall or go to the ice cream store. Ice cream tastes a lot better than marijuana. Okay? You might want to remember that. If he says no, if the person that he's dealing with says no, Maurice would simply walk away and do something else. If he wants to do something that is fun or that offers an adventure, he can go into his backyard and play football, baseball, or stay inside and play his Sega on his Game Gear. He also states that if he sees people using alcohol or drugs on television, he can turn off the TV and read a book for 20 minutes. He can go outside, he can play with his dog or his friends. Or he could even do his homework, which teachers, I'm sure, would be very happy to hear. Finally, Jessie Warwitz says that these are some of the things that she learned about in DARE. This year in DARE, I've learned how to say no to drugs. I've learned how to deal with my problems and how to be a good decision maker. I've learned the 8 ways to say no. Self-esteem is a big part of DARE. If you have no self-esteem, you cannot have confidence in yourself. And if you want to feel better, there are many other things that you can do instead of drugs. I know I can read or play outside, play Nintendo or rollerblade, or I can ride my bike. I will not do drugs. I'll do everything I can to stay away from drugs. I believe nobody needs drugs to get through life, especially to get rid of problems. Drugs don't take away problems, they can make more. And I don't think any problem is worse than being sick and knowing that your cure has caused the whole thing. To keep her body healthy, she will exercise, she will eat healthy food, and she will stay away from drugs. And if she watches television and sees media pressure showing unhealthful items such as alcohol or pot, she will change the channel and do something else. I picked these 4 essays not because they are the best, but because in their own way they have really encapsulated some of the things that we've talked about. Each essay that I've got, each and every one of you, is well written, is thoughtful, and you all have come up with very, very good strategies for dealing with some of the things that as you grow older, unfortunately, you will have to deal with. I congratulate each and every one of you. Now, every once in a while, when you do a program like that, you say to yourself, am I being effective? Is it working? I've looked at some of my graduates. This is our 4th graduating class. One of the things I can say is I don't see a lot of my dear graduates in trouble. I don't see reports of them involved in drugs or in juvenile delinquency, or as they've gotten older in some cases where they've become 16, involved in crimes. But in this particular class, I saw almost immediately my effectiveness. If you'll notice, the kids wearing the dare shirts, some are in black and some are in white. Usually everybody wears the same color. When we decided to pick the shirts, in a way we started to deal with the peer pressure. Some wanted black, some wanted white. We went back and forth. And the numbers changed constantly. It was, I felt like I was on a Jerry Lewis telethon keeping up with the numbers. Just to show you that these kids have learned something about peer pressure and being assertive, those who wanted the white shirts said that they were going to have the white shirts. And those who wanted the black shirts, they wanted the black shirts. So we've come to a compromise. Some are in black, some are in white. But I would like to think that some of the things that we talked about in the DARE program actually entered into our decision-making process there. This is the end of our DARE program. I'm about to offer you your certificates. I'm going to call your name. When I do so, please come up. You'll shake hands with the Diaz, and then retake your seat. Okay? First up, Anthony White.
Good job, Anthony.
We'll do this. Chantre Brown. Do they know? Joey Jenkins. Radisha Pendleton. Maurice Walker. You look very dignified up here. That's been recorded on videotape. You being dignified. Just in case we need a record for later on. Lakeisha Mims. Juan Cruz. Jessica Warwitz. Kaylin Matson. Okay, why are we giggling? I said it that way. I've murdered his first name almost since the first day of class. Talent. Reva Davis. Nicole Murphy. Tyra Harris. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the graduating dare class. Like I said, this is not a conclusion, this is the beginning. You and I might be going our separate ways, but you go to something that I've given you. Hopefully, I've given you the knowledge and the skills and the frame of mind more than anything else. Make some right decisions for yourself. You know, think down the road, maybe 10 years. I realize that for most of you, 10 years is your entire life. Where are you going to be 10 years from now? What kind of life do you want? A lot of the decisions that you're going to make very, very shortly will affect the rest of your life. What you want to do is make those decisions clear-headed, with a good idea of what the consequences are, both good and bad. Remember your decision-making processes. What are your choices? What's good? What's bad? What has the best results for you? And who do you need to talk to when you make some of these decisions? Today, here at our culmination ceremony, we are blessed with several parents who can attend. We have some very dedicated teachers in the audience. And you have a Diaz up here of people who care. When you make your decisions, think of these people. And if you need help, or you want advice, or you just want to bounce an idea off somebody to see how it sounds, use these people. They are here to help you. I've enjoyed your company. I've enjoyed you in class. I've enjoyed doing homework with you. It's odd. When I was in school, I hated homework. But doing it with you guys, it's been fun. I do congratulate you, and I wish you Godspeed and good luck. That basically concludes our dare culmination ceremony. Mr. Edwards, do you have anything further?
I want to again, in front of the 5th grade class, thank sincerely Sergeant Malloy for his efforts working with you. I'm sure the words he spoke, he enjoyed doing homework with you, he enjoyed your company. He means every bit as much as I meant to him when I said in my favorite class. Good luck. You can all go back to class now.
The learning continues.
I'm glad Good job.